very welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angelica. Today I am going to show you my favorite neutral eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I have a big collection of eyeshadow palettes and well, now I'm not buying that many eyeshadow palettes actually, but I have a lot since before, and I have a few new ones, of course. I mean, I buy new makeup, but not as much as before, but I love to show them to you guys. So we're gonna dig in. I love neutrals. Back in the days, I didn't like neutrals at all. I mean, I loved colorful eyeshadow palettes, but I have changed a little bit, so now I actually love neutrals, and I have 10 eyeshadow palettes here that I'm going to show you, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them and which one is my favorite. So I hope you will enjoy this video, guys, and if you enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you love my content. I have makeup here, I have fashion related videos, I have vlogs, I have a little bit of everything, so check it out. As I said, if you like it, subscribe, but let's go into this video. Okay, let's start. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in any order. I know I have, let's see here, 4 eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop and then I have 2 from Natasha Denona, and then I have some random here. Maybe we're gonna start with some random eyeshadow palettes. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is a Swedish brand, Glossglass, and they came out with First Gal on Jupiter, and it looks like this, and it is a cool tone neutral palette. And I mean, this is a good quality palette, guys. If you haven't tried this brand, I highly recommend you to do that, because if you like glittery shimmers, like spectacular shimmers, they have it. I mean, they are just incredible. This like silvery steel silver here is amazing, and the mattes are unreal as well. This is, as I said, a more cool tone. You have a gray here, but you also have this kind of like almost like a mauvey purpley neutral, and then you have a more warm tone, and then you have more like a cool tone brown, and then you have all of these shimmers here, like silver, a little more like almost like a warm but also cool tone at the same time. I cannot explain it, it's really cool anyway. This one is more like pink leaning, but this is very beautiful. If you like cool tones, I can totally recommend this one. This is beautiful, and yeah, it's very spectacular, the silver one in that. And then I have another Swedish brand. So this is from Beauty Act. This is a little eyeshadow palette that's called Nude Mania Eyeshadow Quad. So it is a little quad, and it's the perfect little quad, I must say. I mean, for neutral lovers, because you have a dark brown here, you have a mid-tone brown in mattes, and you have 2 shimmers here, one light and one dark. And this is like a perfect little travel palette you can bring to work if you're going out after work, and you can just touch up your makeup. This is like a very neutral little palette, but I do love it. I mean, I think this camel color here is something that I really love, these kinds of colors. And I mean, the shimmers are, I mean, they are not like spectacular on like, they are shimmers, and they are not, sometimes you don't want something like super sparkly on your lid. I don't know, yeah, here you can see it. And I am more into that now, actually. Before I wanted to have them like super glittery and super sparkly, but now I feel like maybe I don't want to have super sparkly eyelids like every day. So sometimes I just want that, you know, regular shimmer that just when it catches the light, it just shimmers a little bit, but not like too much. And I feel like I have been into that a little bit more lately, so I think this one is very cute. I mean, it doesn't have to be like super glittery. And now to a palette that I feel like is a palette that I like, but I'm missing a little bit in this one. I will tell you what, but overall I think it's a very beautiful and very warm tone. So it's from Sigma, and it's the Ambience palette. This packaging is just gorgeous. I mean, look at this gold reflect, like it's raised here like with glitter. It's so cute. So when you open it up, it's like this. I feel like every Sigma palette looks like this, not every, but yeah, a lot of Sigma palettes looks like this. But they are really, this is really nice by Sigma because you can think about this as quads. So if you feel like this is all like too much for me, you can actually like take this and just, you have a quad here, like these 4 are a quad, or these 4 are also a quad, and you can have these 4 as a quad or these 4 as a quad, and you can like, can you see like every square, like 4 shades has 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. So you can think about this as quads if you are like, I don't know what to do, and then it gets so much easier. And I love that about this palette. I love how they have actually put this like kind of quads, or like shimmer matte, shimmer matte, shimmer matte. And I don't know what I miss about this palette. Maybe the shimmers are in the same like dark, like they are mid-tone shimmers. I would love to see a really light shimmer here, and maybe some more light shimmers, and also maybe it's a lot of mid-tones overall. You have of course this one and this one that is dark, but I could see it could be darker even, like one of them could be super dark. And yeah, but I do love this palette. This is very beautiful. I think the shimmers are beautiful as well. You have some topper shades here as well. Just, you know, yeah, it's the style I love right now actually. So maybe I should bring this out and use it. I'm gonna put it in my shop my stash right away. And now for a palette that I absolutely love. I don't know if you can get it anymore. Unfortunately, but I'm gonna show you. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's the Sultry palette. This packaging is everything. I mean, look at this glam packaging, like bronzed front, this glittery front, oh my god. And then we open it up and you have like a more cool tone color story, like with neutrals. You have a pop of pink that I haven't used because I don't think this actually works that good. I mean, you can do a pink look because you have some pink shimmers, like pink leaning shimmers here actually, but overall I don't know what it's doing here. It would be better to take it off and maybe put something else in here. That's just my personal opinion, but here you have a lot. I mean, you have everything. You have a light color that I love to use actually, because when I'm doing like an all matte look, I usually do that actually. Then I putting this like brown bone color like almost all over my lid, and then I'm just putting like lighter shades and then darker and darker, and maybe doing like a wing with the dark shade. So you have everything for that in here. You have a very cool tone mid-tone shade, but you also have a very warm tone mid shade, so you can go either way. And then you have a super dark brown. This is what I love. I love to have a super dark brown, even like a black. They have a black as well, but this dark you can do like a wing, and I love to do that, like soften the edges a little bit. Maybe just take this one or this one when you have done like a liquid liner and just soften it so it doesn't get that harsh line, and it's beautiful. The shimmers here are outstanding. They are beautiful. This one is a little bit pink leaning, but I would maybe take this one out and put in a lighter shimmer as well. That is not pink, but maybe a champagne or something. But that's just my opinion again. But overall, this is a beautiful palette. I must say this one could be like an alternative to the, or this one could be an alternative to this one. I will show you. This is my number one. This is my favorite neutral palette. This is the Going Coconut from Colourpop, and I have used this so much, and oh my god. This is the perfect neutral palette in my opinion. So you have the light shade here, you have the dark brown here, you have some mid-tones here. This one is very cool tone. I use this a lot. I don't know if you can see the dent, but I'm gonna hit pan on this one. And this one is more warm tone. This is more like rosy undertone. And then you have this beautiful shade here in the middle if you want to go super sparkly, or just a little bit here. This I don't use. I haven't used this, but it's too dark of a shimmer for my taste. But I use the other shades here a lot. And if we take a look at the Sultry palette, I feel like a little bit you have in this palette as well. So you have the light color here, you have the dark brown, you have like two sparkly shades, one lighter and one mid-tone, like, you know, here in the middle, the shimmers. I mean, you have the sparkly shades here, so, and the mid-tone colors as well. So I feel like you don't have the gray and silver you have in this one. You don't have this one, unfortunately, if you want that. But I feel like this is the perfect neutral palette. I bring this everywhere. When I'm traveling, I'm bringing this one for sure. When I'm out of it, I'm gonna buy a new one. I hope. I mean, they always have this one. Colourpop, I think it's probably a bestseller or something. I feel like it is, maybe. They still have it, but if I would hit pan on this, and I feel like if they don't have it anymore, I would be very sad, because I am going to repurchase this one when I'm finished with it. And I don't finish eyeshadow palettes. I don't hit pan on eyeshadow palettes, but this one, I think I may gonna do that. Okay, so maybe we can take the Colourpop now, because now I have shown you my favorite. So I bought this one a while ago. So this is the 1111 palette from Colourpop. This is a beautiful neutral palette. I thought, is this going to be my new favorite, my perfect neutral palette? Because it has dark shades, light shades, cool tones, warm tones, silver almost, not silver, but very light, and gold and cool tones, warm tones, a little everything, but still this is my favorite one. So this didn't make it to number one for me, but I have used it and I like it, but it's something about it. I mean, I like it, but it's not going to be my number one. But you have a dark here, but this is like a sequin shadow, so you have small glitter specks in it, which I don't like, but you have this gorgeous chocolatey brown dark shade that I absolutely love. And you have some cool tones here, like this purpley shade, like grayish purple, and you have like a pink, so you can do other stuff than just brown. And that's why I like this one. So you have a warm mid-tone and you have a really cool mid-tone here. And you have these light shimmers that I absolutely love. So this is very beautiful, guys. I can recommend it. I mean, if you like neutrals, but still, my favorite one is the Going Coconut. And here is another beautiful palette that I actually have on my eyes today. So this is Feeling Bubbly. This is, I bought this one and the other one, the Rose Bubble Rosé or something. They were like a set, not a set, but they came out like a collection, and I bought the rosy one as well, like rosy tones, but this is the neutral one. And I feel like this is so pretty. You have a dark brown here. It's not as dark as I want it to be, but it's dark enough. And then you have a little more cool tone, a warmer tone, mid-tone shade, and you have a light shade, like almost white. I have that in my inner corner. Perfect. You have the light shimmers here, guys. This is what I love. This is kind of shimmers I want on my lids, because I don't want it too dark. And yeah, this is just the vibe I love right now. So you have a more white champagne-y one, you have a gold one, you have a true champagne, I would say, and you have a more rosy champagne color. And this is like a beautiful everyday color scheme for me, and I think it's beautiful palette. Beautiful palette, and yeah, I think I'm gonna use this as well in my Shop My Stash, actually, because I really enjoy this one. And now for the last Colourpop palette I have when it comes to neutrals. So when this came out, I bought it straight away. And it's this one. Not a box of chocolates. I mean, if you love browns, you definitely need this in your collection. I mean, look at this. It goes from light to dark. It doesn't have that white shade. You have this one that is a shimmer, of course, but it's more like a gold, but a matte white, kind of like cream. It would be nice to have that. You have this one, but this is quite, it's not dark, but it's not like super light. It's the lightest shade here though, but oh my god, this shade is amazing. If you love warm tones, I mean, this is more like warm tone warm tones, and you have a really dark chocolatey brown, like dark chocolate. Oh my god, it's so stunning. But there is shades here I would change. As before, I don't like dark shimmers, so this one, this one, this one could go for me, and this one actually. And I mean, there's not a lot of light shimmers here. You have this one and you have this one. This one is beautiful though, but it's a mid-tone, so, but then it goes very, very dark when it comes to shimmers. That I would change. Then it would be the perfect palette, but still, it is a beautiful palette. I love this one. You can do really, really dark looks with this one. Okay, we have 2 palettes left. Well, 2. 2. So, we have Natasha Denona. Well, Natasha Denona is not like my favorite brand. Actually, I know a lot of people have Natasha Denona as their favorite formula. I love her mattes and her cream to powder, but the shimmers, I don't know. It's just not worth the money for me, but still I have a lot of palettes from her, so I don't know. I mean, I have bought it for a reason, obviously, but let's start with the bronze palette. This is actually more like very warm tone, almost like leaning red, I would say, but still it is a neutral palette. Neutral palette for me. So you have these beautiful camel shades here and very warm shades here, and I love that. And I love that she has this cream to powder formula, but this is quite a cool tone. I mean, look at this. This is super dark, almost black, and I don't know. If this would be like a super dark, warm, chocolatey brown, I could understand, but this is so dark, like almost black. I don't know about that, and I don't know about this color here. I haven't touched this, as you can see. Why is this color here? You can see it's very grayish blue, and it's a shimmer, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't work with all of the other shades here, so I don't know what's happened there. And the shimmers here are just mid-tone. I would love to switch this one to a very light shimmer, because it gets, if you just use this palette, it's gonna get mid-tone dark. You're not gonna get that light eye look if you want that, so you're always gonna get that mid-tone or dark look. So yeah, that's why, but I like it, but it's not the perfect neutral, but I do love some of these shades a lot. And this is my favorite Natasha Denona palette, and I know she came out with a new gold palette, but I have the original gold palette, and this, well, the new palette is not like the gold palette, it's like gold, I don't know, you know which one I mean, but I love this palette. This one I really, really love from Natasha Denona, because I will say, this row here is like the best mattes ever. It's the best mattes I have in my collection when it comes to neutrals. And it just blows me away every time. It is pigmented, it is smooth, it is dark. This one is super dark. These are a little bit darker than they look. I mean, on the lid, it's beautiful. I love, love, love them. And you have some nice mustards here. You have these very special shades here that is like almost like duochromes. This one here and this. And you also have some lighter shimmers here that I absolutely love. A true, like, really yellowy gold here. It is beautiful. I love this palette. It's a beautiful neutral palette. It has a pop of teal here, but I will say this, I feel like this is a neutral palette, even if it has a pop of color here. It's a beautiful, beautiful quality palette. This is so old, you guys, but it's still, it performs so, so good. And I feel like, yeah, she did a great job with this one, and I don't know why. Yeah, she came out with a new palette that is like the gold and the neutrals. She didn't put in any of the teals, so maybe that's, she wanted to make a new gold palette and not have these teals, because I can see two kind of groups. One group that loves how it looks here with the pop of teal, and one group that would say like, this is the perfect palette, but if you take these two out. So maybe she was thinking about that when she made the new one, like, we're not gonna have the teal because we're gonna have like a all neutral gold palette. But I feel like that makes it like any other palette, like golden brown. But yeah, I don't use this that much, but still I think it looks good when it has a pop of something. But yeah, I love this palette. And yeah, that was all the neutral palettes, guys. And as I said, I have changed my style a little bit. I love neutrals, and I also love, I can really love the shimmers that is not super sparkly anymore, like a little more toned down, and that changed a lot, like which palettes I'm gravitating towards right now. So palettes that I didn't use that much before because of the shimmers, I use more now, like I use them a lot now. So we all changed, but it's good to have a good collection then. To have a big collection so I can pick and choose a little bit. I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. And tell me down below, guys, which one is your favorite neutral palette? Do you have any neutral palette that I haven't shown you today that you love? And yeah, tell me down below. I am very curious because I'm always on a hunt for a good neutral palette. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have any other palette as number one as this one. Like this is always going to be my number one. I feel like it has to be something that is better than this, and I have a hard time to like see that it's going to be another palette that is going to take the number one place for this one, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see in the future, and I hope you have enjoyed this little video, guys. Give it a big thumbs up, as I said in the beginning. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're doing after this, and I see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.